Okay, so let's picture this. Your company's data in the cloud. Is it like a clear, sparkling lake, giving you life, driving insights? Or has it maybe turned into more of a murky, stagnant
Huh.
swamp? Lots of data going in, but not much useful stuff coming out.
That's a really common problem, actually. So many businesses jumped into cloud storage hoping for these amazing insights, but ended up with, well, chaos.
Right. And the promise was so big initially, so what's the gap? Why does one company get the lake and another gets the swamp?
It really boils down to architecture. I mean, just dumping data into cloud storage and, hoping for the best, that's almost guaranteed to create a swamp. A truly valuable data lake needs structure. It needs a plan.
A deliberate design. Okay, and we're talking about
Uh-huh.
foundational tech here, right? Things like S3, ADLS, Google Cloud Storage. These are the bedrock for modern data platforms.
Exactly. They're super powerful platforms for feeding AI, dashboards, analytics, you name it. But they're just the foundation. You have to build on top of that.
So without that structure, I like that analogy. So this layering, bronze, silver, gold, it helps with clarity, knowing what's what, and who should access it.
Absolutely. It brings order. It clarifies access rules, makes governance much, much simpler because you know the state and quality of the data in each zone.
Okay, zones make sense for organization, but what about performance? Keeping things fast, keeping costs down, especially with huge data sets.
Yeah, good point. That's where partitioning comes in. It's basically smart folder structures within your storage.
How does that work?
Well, instead of just dumping files into one massive bucket, you organize them. Very often, it's by date, year, month, day, or maybe by region or product category, some key filter. So when you run a query, say for last month's sales data,
Ah, the system doesn't have to scan everything. It just goes straight to the folders for that month.
exactly, it dramatically reduces the amount of data scanned. Faster queries, lower costs. It's like searching a library organized by genre and date versus just a giant pile of books. It's fundamental.
Okay, smart organization. What about the files themselves? Does it matter if it's a CSV or something else?
Oh, absolutely. File format makes a huge difference for analytics. CSVs are, simple, but they're not very efficient for large-scale queries. Formats like Parquet or newer table formats like Delta Lake or Iceberg are designed for this stuff. They're columnar, meaning the system can grab just the columns it needs.
Columnar. Okay, so it doesn't have to read the whole row if it only needs one piece of data.
Right. And they usually have built-in compression and other optimizations. Think Snappy or Z standard for compression. It all adds up to less storage used, less data scanned, faster performance. Way better than plain old CSVs for analytics workloads.
So we've got zones for structure, partitioning for speed, better file formats. But how do people even find the data they need? How do they know what's in the lake?
Great question. That's the job of metadata and, crucially, a data catalog.
Like a library catalog, but for data.
Pretty much, yeah. Tools like AWS Glue Data Catalog, Azure Purview, Google Cloud's Dataplex, they act as this central registry. They scan your data lake, capture information about the dataset's schemas, descriptions, origins, quality metrics, and make it searchable.
So analysts or data scientists can just browse, see what's available, understand it, trust it.
Exactly. It makes data discoverable. It builds trust. It's essential for governance, too. Without a good catalog, your data lake is, well, it's kind of a black box. No one knows what's really inside.
And putting all this valuable, organized data in one place, security must be paramount.
Non-negotiable.
Absolutely non-negotiable. You need robust security baked in from the start. That means strong identity and access management IAM policies determining who can access what. It means encryption, both for data at rest and storage and data in transit when it's being moved or queried.
And specific access controls, even down to column level sometimes.
Yes, fine-grained access control is often necessary, especially with sensitive data. Security can't be an afterthought, it has to be part of the core lake architecture. So when you put all these pieces together, the zoning, partitioning, formats, catalog, security, the benefits seem pretty wide-ranging.
They really are. For analysts, it means faster queries, cheaper queries, easier data discovery. For data scientists, it means access to reliable, governed data sets for building models. Engineers get scalable, cost-controlled storage that's easier to manage. And for leadership, it's confidence. Confidence that decisions are based on trustworthy data, confidence in compliance.
Especially in regulated fields, I imagine, like healthcare or finance.
Oh, absolutely critical there. Think about healthcare analyzing patient outcomes across vast data sets requires incredibly strong governance and security, which a well-architected lake provides. Same in finance for fraud detection or risk modeling. It enables innovation safely.
So listening to this, if your current data lake feels more like a burden, maybe a swamp,
Then it's probably time to seriously reconsider its architecture. You might be missing some of these key components we've talked about.
makes sense. And for anyone wanting to dig deeper, especially on zone design or crafting that metadata strategy, we've got a link to the blog, Architecting Your Data Lake, you can check out. And, if you need help actually building this out, finding the right people, Curate Partners specializes in exactly this data strategy and talent.
Right, the key takeaway is that a data lake doesn't have to be a swamp. With the right architectural choices, it truly can be that source of life, that engine for progress and innovation.
So maybe the question to leave everyone with is, looking at your own data setup, what's the one foundational piece, maybe zoning, maybe cataloging, maybe formats, that really deserves a fresh look?